It's a beautiful day and a beautiful time out in life unscripted. And today we are going to engage in a strategic topic and finding out the difference between a boss and a leader. You know, we've talked about this thing different ways and in different couple of times. And some people have started asking the question because of the previous um, series that we had. And they asked the question, you have really talked about this boss thing and leader thing. What truly is the difference? And so if you're the one that is asking that question, and if you know someone who is asking that question, uh, kindly hit on the subscribe button, hit on the notification bell, and then copy the link and share to them because the envy is less when everyone is succeeding. Now, going into the business of today, remember that Life Unscripted shares with you how you can become a student for life over school system or academic session in order to achieve optimum and sustainable success. All right. And so, what exactly is the difference between a boss and a leader? I know that you are in your place of work, but I know that you will skip out time to actually listen to this. Now, a boss is someone who starts from the purpose of making money. And so, because he has started with the purpose of making money, he can do anything for the purpose of money. So, you coming into the company or you coming to work with him as a boss, he doesn't see you as an important entity for even the purpose of that making money, but he's seeing you as a vessel or an instrument that can be exchanged for money. And that is why anytime you do a role of work, he will not appreciate you. And most of the time, he even shout at you to find a solution he doesn't even know how to navigate. These things happen in the workplace. We can't override this thing, and I'm actually speaking from experience. And so that is why a boss is that particular person who actually makes you feel less of yourself because you are always his instrument to actually make money. All right. That's why when you come, you will see that most people do not have integrity. They can do anything for money. Any particular person who thinks in business that they can do anything for the purpose of money, not wealth, money. Anybody who can do anything for the purpose of money, they can deal with any relationship, they can useless anybody, they can just throw away someone. Like they don't take people as anything, they don't prioritize people or anything that has to do with their interest. They just want to make money. That's who a boss is. Now, on the other hand, it's very different. The conversation is different when it comes to leadership. Now, a leader is someone who has actually gone through the process of service to actually lead because you can't actually be a fantastic leader if you have not served. So, these people have gone through a particular growth process and they have now come from the light of that particular growth process to start with a vision. And then, because you are seeing a vision, they do understand that a vision will always get frustrated when there are no people to bring credibility. So, therefore, incredible. So, like I was saying, I am the mother of the confident global champions, right? That doesn't make, if I'm a boss, I will just instruct them, go and do this, go and do that. But because I am a visionary person as a leader, the level of the growth confident global champions network is going to experience is at the equivalence of the level of my own growth. So a leader, whenever you work with a leader, it's all about your personal improvement. He believes in who you are and your capacity and to be able to allow you go through the process to you achieve results. That's who a leader is. That's why when you come into their conversation, they have listening ear to hear you out because they understand the rule and the law of process and progress. They understand the rules of wealth. So they know how to treat people well. Pay attention to every leader. They know how to treat people well. That's one of the attributes you know them as a leader. Check the works of Mark Zuckerberg, who created Facebook. Check what's that his name? Steve Jobs. You know, check Steve Jobs and the company when he was building Apple. Check what is this thing called Dr. Ugojukwu Omogo, how he's building Vivera. Check Coach Veshima Deoti, how he's building Dream Again Global Enterprise. Check all these successful people. You are going to see the same trait in all of them as they are building their platform. So it's not far-fetched and it's right in your corner. So most of the time when people want to face go to a workplace, you will see that it is your reason that affects the conversation. So when your reason is all about making money, you will endanger to someone who also want to lobby you to make money. And that's why sometimes when you now get there, you will see that you are now in a toxic environment that does not encourage your growth. And you know that the next level of your opportunity will not ask you whether you are in a good relationship with your boss or not. They will ask you based on your own improvement, how you are able to handle another complex situation that particular role requires of you. So when leaders understand that this your personal improvement is very, very important because it's going to serve as a reflection, you will see that personally you grow for even more opportunities. And these sets of leaders, they don't hurt people even when they know that they are very capable. They make the workplace very flexible for them to actually live their dreams. And so that's why, because they understand this role of leadership systems, they always work from a place of continuity. And that's why bosses, whenever they start something for the purpose of making money, their company don't last. Within 1 year to 5 years, that's the end. They will even start another business thinking that there's something with the industry. But for a leader, he can hold on to something for decades. And that thing starts because he is actually working with vision. And that vision is actually transferred by self-improvement. And by that level of self-improvement reflects in the growth and the scaling process of every particular leader. So if you want to actually work with people, there are traits you have to look out for. It's not about you just making money. It's actually being in a very powerful state to be who you are called to be. And that is why we are doing life unscripted, because here we spoil you to actually become a student for life. It's not about just going to school and getting a job. Beyond that, you need to walk in the pace of going through the process of your growth in order to live your dreams. And that's why you need to study life as a student. And you know, what makes a student is not someone who is in a school system. A student is someone who is eager to learn. The moment you have the ability, the eagerness, the enthusiasm to actually learn, that makes you a student. That's why even your grandmother is a student. They don't need to go through the school system to understand how agriculture was. But based on practice and then paying attention to the growth process, they even know it more than you that went to universities to actually study agricultural science. They are even the one teaching you at home. So you need to be able to understand that there are rules of life and there are laws of wealth. And you obeying that is going to separate your mindset from being just being a boss to actually becoming a leader, which you are actually called to be. I hope this makes a lot of sense to you. Yes, we are building confident global champions. And why are we building them? Because I am a leader that is leading people who are leading in their particular industry, because they need to become a confident global champion to actually lead other champions. And so if you want to become that, you need to come from a sense of clarity and understanding and defining your purpose for what it is part time in whatever venture that you want to endeavor into. So this is the time to type CDC in the comment section if that resonates with you, or you invite someone who this particular topic is, because the envy is less when everyone is succeeding. I still Global Champions Network, Mrs. 𝗟𝗏𝗦𝗧𝗏. And until I come your way again in the next episode of Life Unscripted, don't forget that life is unscripted. It only takes your discipline to pick up a pen and a paper to write or rewrite your script, because there are defining moments and there are redefining moments. Till the next episode, I love you and I can't wait to be able to share your testimony to the world. Bye for now.